Unafanya nini? What are you doing? That is what we are learning this week. Welcome to the fourth and final week of the Speak Swahili challenge. Congrats to you for making it this far. I'm so proud of you. So we have been working on forming the habit of speaking Swahili to our kids for the whole month. It's really easy to default to speaking English, especially when that's the language that your children already know. But you have been challenging yourself, you've been working hard, pushing yourself to speak another language to your child so that they can be exposed to that language and learn it as well. So I am so proud of you. Good job on you, and let's keep going. If you want to get in on this challenge, the link to join is in the description box below. I'm so excited to have you. Come on in. We are going to begin by asking the question, what are you doing? And how you say that in Swahili is, unafanya nini? What are you doing? Unafanya nini? Right? So you can ask that as a leading question to your child, or your child can ask you that. So then these are the common responses that you would teach them. So here I have ninakula, ninalala. So ninakula is I'm eating, ninalala is I'm sleeping, ninasoma is I'm reading, ninasoma. And then ninapika is I'm cooking, and ninacheza is I'm playing. So these are all common responses that you can either respond to, or they can respond by saying, okay, mommy, I'm eating. So you'd say ninakula. Or mommy, I'm playing. Ninacheza. So I'm playing, I'm eating. So there's some common responses that you can teach them how to say. And the leading question is unafanya nini. So you observe them, you see what they're doing, and then you ask them the question, unafanya nini, and then have them respond what they're doing in Swahili. And if you help them, if you have it printed out like this, you can kind of ask them, what is the pattern that you're seeing? And the pattern is Nina. All of them start with Nina, 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 right? Saying Nina is a way of describing what you have or what you're doing. And so it would come right before the thing that you have or the thing that you're doing. So you can say Nina Kula or Nina Lala. So whatever it's describing, it's a way of saying I am doing this or I have this. As the week progresses, take notice of what your kids are doing and ask them, unafanya nini? And then have them respond back to you in Swahili. If what they're doing isn't covered in the worksheet provided here, you can either translate it for them, whatever it is that they're doing, or look it up. But this is a really great way to introduce what Swahili verbs are. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you observe your child running, and you tell them, do you know what running is in Swahili? Running in Swahili is kimbia. And then you ask them, because you've already practiced this, unafanya nini? And then have them respond, nina kimbia. By doing this, you're helping them form connections with the language, not only in saying and speaking the language, but in also what they're doing. So they're forming two connections. They have not only said the word, but they have also done the action. These type of simple connections are what helps solidify learning, and that is how your child learned to speak English in the first place. So babies learn languages by observing what we say and do, and their brains make connections to help them start speaking. The more often that we speak Swahili to our kids, the more opportunities our child's brains have to make connections that help them solidify learning and understanding of the language. That's why it's so important to speak Swahili to your kids. If you already know the language, you have the opportunity to pass it on to your child in an easier fashion because you know the language. You can pass it on to your child by simply speaking it to them. Whereas if you don't know the language and both of you are learning right now, you guys are both taking on that. You're going on the journey together, which is fine. But for those of you that know the language, use your advantage and pass that language. Share your knowledge with your children, and it's at the simplest state by just speaking to them. That's what we've been doing this whole time with the 30 Days Speak Swahili Challenge. we have been pushing ourselves to speak Swahili to our kids and form that habit so that our children get more and more opportunities, more and more chances to form connections with the language and help them learn it. It really is as simple as just speaking Swahili to your children. You know the language, speak it to them. Don't get lazy, don't quit. Your child is capable of learning another language. You just have to require it of them, right? Let your household be a household where your language is passed down and you speak it. You just have to make a commitment and require it of them that they speak it back to you. Once they understand that that is the culture of your household, they will speak it and they will learn it. So don't give up on your kids. To continue the habit of speaking Swahili to your kids, I would recommend that you continue to practice the things that we've been learning all the previous weeks. And then also, just try to find a way to expose yourself and your children to Swahili in different formats. One thing that has been working really well is songs. So I think music is just more fun for kids, and mine's really love music. And so there has been a song that we've been playing that I've noticed that my son is taking a liking to, and he's requested that I play it almost on a daily basis. And it's really fun to see him sing and to hear him sing the song in Swahili, because it's a Swahili song, and just hear him singing it around the house. He may not know what every word means, and that's when all the questions start. So he started to ask me, what does this word mean? What does this word mean? Because he's hearing it in this song. And so I would suggest and recommend music, do books, just try to expose them to as many forms of the language in different formats that you can, and see what they take a liking to. Mine's took a liking to music, and it's been really fun to see them and hear them like pick up on the language through music. Hearing my kids sing songs in Swahili and ask me questions about what the words mean, those little connections, those little things are what make me excited and encouraged to just continue to speak Swahili to them. And that's what I want to encourage you with as well. It's a slow process. Learning the language takes time, and it also requires persistence. So don't give up so quickly, don't give up so easily just because they don't catch on right away, right? It takes time, right? Give yourself and your children grace, but continue to form the habit. Continue to speak Swahili to your kids. Continue to make it a mandate, a requirement that you do so every day, so that they can learn the language. You have the knowledge, you just have to pass it on to them. And it's a gift that you can give your children that nobody else can. Patience and persistence is the name of the game, all right? It took you, on average, 2 years for a child to learn to speak. So if you're learning a new language, you're teaching your child a new language, give them time. They will learn it, but all that you need to do is make sure that you require it of them. Speak it to them, require that they speak it back to you, and they will learn it, all right? Expose them to resources, books, flashcards, wink, wink, more books, music, courses, whatever that you can get your hands on for them to be exposed to the Swahili language. They will learn it. Don't worry. It's not a race, but it definitely does require persistence and consistency. If you're in the diaspora, I pray that you hear me speak Swahili to your children. So that is what I am passionate about. I am passionate about preserving and teaching East African culture through food and through language. So on my homeschooling segment of this YouTube channel, I will focus primarily on teaching, having resources for learning Swahili for children. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, subscribe for more of that on this homeschooling segment, and you can check out my homeschooling playlist. Till next time, see you, but for real, don't give up on your kids. They got this, they can learn it, and you can speak it.